How's it, everybody? Money Shot here again, and welcome to Hawaii Crap Shooters. What do you do when you jump on a cold table and no player is rolling more than 3 rolls? Well, in this video, I'll be sharing with you my betting strategy that I quickly go to save me money and still capitalize on any potential monster rolls. Check it out. So before I start off this video, I want to say a big thank you to all of you, my viewers, for subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. It really means a lot to me to see your support. And if you are a new viewer coming to my channel, I hope you enjoy my videos as well, and I hope you do subscribe. Thank you everyone for all of your support. If you've been playing craps for a while now, I'm sure you jumped on a table that is cold as ice, to where you see multiple PSOs, the 0.7 ounce, or you know what I like to call them, the piece of shh, or the 2 shaker bakers that we call them, the ones that hit the point, roll 2 numbers, 7 out. Lastly, if you yourself are not on the game and you are cold as ice as well, and you only throw a 3 roll hand, that is what I call a super cold table. So what do you do then? One word: you adjust. I know it's easier said than done, but I have a few tips and a betting strategy that can possibly help. So tip 1, scope out the table. So when you approach the table, take a look at everyone's rack. They got a lot of chips or they have no chips. If majority of players have small chips, then you kind of know already this is a cold table. I had a pit boss who I made friends with, and when I come down in the morning and he sees me and I approach the table, he's already telling me on the side, like, bad table, cold table, get out here, go to another table. It's good that he gives me that indicator, but you're not gonna always get that free advice. So you got to do some scoping out to see for yourself, hey, is this a cold table or is this a hot table? Another indicator of a cold table is the attitude of the players on that table. So check it out. If the players are frowning or grumpy or quiet, not talking to each other, that's a sign of a cold table. So you gotta prepare yourself. If that's the only table you have to roll on, you wanna play. I come to Vegas to play, not to be a spectator. So if that's your only option, then you gotta adjust. You can still play, but you really need to adjust your betting strategy. Tip number 2, buy in and use that first round to see how hard or bouncy the table is, and also get a good evaluation of each player. Separate each player by random rollers and controlled shooters. How do you do that? Is simple. The random rollers will grab the dice and just throw. They have no consistency whatsoever. It's easy. You just put them in the random roller category. For the controlled shooters, you start seeing them setting the dice. You start seeing them taking care of the dice. They have consistency in their throw, or at least some consistency. You could put them in your mental note that they are a controlled shooter. So you can kind of understand each player once you get there. Don't worry about wasting a round. It's a round worth passing up, because 1, you get a lot of information, 2, you get a lot of feel, and don't worry. On a full table of 10, you get the dice back within less than 30 rolls. As everybody's throwing 0.7 ounce or less than 3. So that's 30 rolls that you gotta wait for till you get the dice back. That's not that long. In this COVID times, you only have 6 players on the table. So if they're rolling badly, 3 rolls or less, you get the dice back in 18 rolls. That's pretty fast. So don't worry about, oh, money shot, I'm gonna be wasting around, I'm here to gamble already. It's worth the wait. So check it out, check out the table, and use that round to your advantage. Tip 3, adjust your betting. Now that you have some intel on the table conditions and the evaluations on all of the players, Now it's time to change your strategy. You're not going to use the same betting strategy that you use on a normal player where you're getting 6 to 8 rolls from each player. So you got to switch to your, what I call, your cold table strategy, and switch to that. And if use that strategy, and if the table gets better and players get replaced by better shooters, then you can slowly transition back to your normal strategy. So the cold table betting strategy that I use is a version of the 5-count 3-point molly, but I tweak it a little so that I can get into the game a lot quicker and not have to wait for the 5 count. Let me explain. So if you're new to my channel, let me quickly show you how I review my betting strategies. So number one, I look at my total investment. So I look at what investment I need to initially put for each player so that I can calculate my whole bankroll for the entire table. That's important to know. With your betting strategy, you gotta know what you're gonna be investing on each player. Number two, I need to know what my average profit per hit is. So I need to know how much money I'll be making on each number that I'm playing in this strategy. Obviously, the more numbers that this strategy covers, the more chances I get more hits. And the less numbers, the less chances. But like my friend Mel says, if your strategy is only betting on certain numbers, everything else are rubbish numbers. So I need to know how much profit I'll be making on each hit. And lastly, but most importantly, is I need to know what the H2B is. Number of hits to break even. This is super important. I want to know how many hits I'm gonna need to get my return on investment and still be in the game. So that's how I can calculate it, is with the H2B. Many people, including myself, like to try a lot of different betting strategies. But if you don't know what your initial investment is, your profit per hits is, or your number of hits to break even, your H2B, then it's useless on knowing that strategy because you're not using it properly. You could be like a high school football coach and you somehow get your hands on an NFL playbook. You have all the strategies, but you still got to learn how to use it correctly and how to use it and when to use it to your own personal advantage. So that's why you got to have all of these information so that you can use it properly. So my cold table strategy is what I call the Hawaii crap shooter's flight delay, because it basically delays when you get into the game so that you protect yourself from all of the PSOs, all of the two shaker bakers, and any roller who rolls less than 5 rolls. The simplest way to describe the flight delay betting strategy is that you're waiting for the shooter to successfully throw 2 more rolls after he established a point for a total of 3 rolls. So the 3 will start only when they establish a point. So they can roll a 7, a craps number in the beginning. They can roll it 3-4 times. That doesn't start the count. The count starts with the 1 point. So let's say he rolled a 5 on the first, then you count that as 1, and then they roll a 4, that'll be 2 count, and then they roll an 11 after that, and then it'll count. But if they're rolling a craps number or a 7 before any points at the beginning of their turn to throw, then you don't count that as a count. If the 11 comes in or a craps number comes in after he establishes his point, then that will count towards the count. So you wait for 3 and then you put a come bet. After that, you're going to be using the 3-point molly system, which uses the come and odds bet. So the theory behind the 5 count is that its purpose is for you not to bet on any players who can't throw more than 5 rolls. You're going to be betting on everyone who can throw 5 or more. So that's why I say you can survive the cold table, but you're not going to miss any monster rolls, because anybody who throws a monster has to at least throw a 5. So that's where this flight delay betting strategy will protect you from a cold table. Another thing is, it's like a shooter detector. It'll help you find out who the good shooters are, even the lucky shooters are. If I had a room of 30 shooters and I tell you that 10 of these shooters will shoot more than 20 times, how would you find that out? You would have to experiment and bet on each player. But with this flight delay betting system, you're gonna find out, because you're gonna be filtering a lot of these random shooters who are not shooting well in the beginning, and once they pass the 5 count and they pass the test, then you can go on with your normal betting or the betting strategy that you choose, and you're gonna be on that monster roll. So that's why I love this system, because it's like a filtration system that helps me if the table is cold, and I can just still be in the game, not making money, but I would have lost a lot of money anyways if I was betting on the 5, the shooters who've been shooting less than 5, or even breaking out even. But same thing, same outcome, but I will always be on that monster roll, because I'm going to be in the game, because that player will be shooting more than the 5 count. So after your 3-point molly is set up, then you take your winnings back into your rack, and then you can decide from there if you want to go back into the game or not. You can go back to your normal betting strategy, or you can start all over a new one, or you can even go back on the 3-point molly and start all over. So a lot of different options, but the 3-point molly is just one to start off with. It's important that you use the 3-point molly to get to your 5 count, because you use the come and the odds bets, which is important in that strategy. So let's get to the live roll and try out this flight delay system. So with our initial investment per player, with this being a $10 table and 2 times max odds, the total per player would be $90 per player. So for this, I'm going to be using just half the table for time purposes, and my bankroll will be $90 times 5, which will be $450. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 here, with $90 per player. The range per hit, I could win anywhere between $10 to $80, and my H2B for this, I would need 2 hits to get back my initial investment. Alright, so let's get to the live roll. Let's get some dice out here. So I'm not using this, I'm not placing a pass line, because I'm not going to be shooting. I don't use this when I'm the shooter. I have a different strategy when I'm shooting. So we're going to be rolling randoms. Again, this strategy is for a cold table. So we're going to be rolling random and see what comes out. All right, so dice out. 10. Mark the 10, easy 10. So that's 1 roll. Now again, we're waiting for the 3rd roll to come on the come bet. Yo, 11. So this is a craps number. If the craps number hit on before the point number, then that wouldn't count, because the pass line would win. So you don't count that, but as long as we already established a point, then the 11 will count as the number 2 count. So that's 2 counts already. Roll this out. And 8. 8 is our 3rd count. So this particular shooter has passed the 3 count. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a $10 come bet here. All right. So we have this. So if a 7 comes out, we win on this. And this is going to be their 4th roll. Dice out. 6. So he didn't 7 out. So this come bet travels to the 6. We don't put odds yet because we're still waiting for the 5th count, but we put another come bet. So in case the next roll is a 7, this would be a wash. We would lose on the 6 and we would win on the 7. Dice out. 5. So 5. That's our 5th roll. So this roller has passed our 5 count now. So now it's time to bet. So we're gonna be almost there to our 3-point molly. Our odds is 2 times odds, so we'll have $20 here. Actually, $20 here and $20 here. That's 30, 30, and then we got 40 there. All right, 6 roll. 6 roll. Dice out. 3 craps. 3 craps. That's our 3 craps. This goes down. We come back up on our come bet again because we didn't establish our 3-point molly. Dice out. 8. 8. Easy 8. So this comes up. We put our odds. Now we have our 3-point molly here all set up. So we're good to go. We now for our H2B is to get 2 hits and then we're good to go. We break out even, so we need all of these 3 hits to come out. So dice out. 9. 9. Center field 9. Dice out. 11. Yo 11. Yo 11. This is actually a good shooter. Not a cold table. Midnight. Midnight. And probably a good all tall player right here. I think he hit all the all tall already. 8. All right. So we win on the 8. We get 10 for 10 here. And we got 24 here. So we got a good win here. That's one of our wins for our first. We just need one more hit, then we can do we get our H2B. 4. 4. Man, this is actually a monster roll, I think. Dice out. 11. 11. Oh, short row. 6. 6. We win on the 6. There's 24 here. 5 times. All right, and we take this down. That's our win. So we got profits already. Now we're still rolling. We want to get that 5. 7 out. 7 out. But we did hit our H2B, so we didn't get hurt on that. That was actually a good roll. I hope we get a junk roll so we can show you how effective this flight delay betting strategy is. All right. So we made, how much did we make on this shooter here? So we made our initial investment is 90, 75, 80, 90. So we made a profit of 10, 20, 30, $38. Not bad. $38. All right, shooter number 2. Let's go. Dice out. Random shooter. 4. Mark the 4. Easy 4. That's count 1. Dice out. 3 craps. 3 craps. So 3 craps came after the point, so we'll count that. That's 2 rolls. Dice out. 8. 8. 8 is our third row. So we're gonna put our come bet here, $10 come bet. Count that as our third row. Dice out. 7 out. All right, so here's an example. So if you went up on your regular strategy, you would have lost on that, because I don't think everybody's H2B is that low. But it's a 2 shaker baker, and we did win on the come. So we won $10 actually. We invested $10, we made $10. So $10 profit for shooter number 2. All right. Dice. Third. Now we're gonna go to the third player. So third player, dice out. 8. 8. Mark the 8. We're gonna mark the 8 here. That's count 1. Dice out. 9. 9. That will be our second count. Dice out. 6. Easy 6. That's our third count. So while we come up on the come here and start our 3-point molly, midnight. Actually, this loses on the come, so we got to put another $10 there. That still counts, but we're still going to start off there 10, because we still didn't build our 3-point molly. So 10, this travels up to the 10 here. We put another 10 here. Actually, you could put odds already, because the 12 was actually our 5th count. So you could, but you want this protection here in case the 7 comes out, it's a wash. So I would wait one more roll in this case, just in case. 4, hard 4. Hard 4 comes up here. We place our double odds here, $20 each. And we come back up on our come bet here. And that'll almost make our 3-point molly. Dice out. 5. 5. No field 5. So this comes up to 5. And we put our odds here, $20 odds. So now that's our 3-point molly. Now we will just wait to hit our numbers. 10. 10. 10. Winner 10 for us. It's double odds. So the good thing about this 3-point molly is you get true odds. So you get double odds here. So you make 40 here. So that's a good hit actually for our third player. All right. Dice out. 4. It's another good roll number. 4. Easy 4. So again, we got to get more from the bank here. So we get paid on the 10 plus the double odds. That's a big win there too for our third. Now we're waiting on one more hit. We should be good. Dice out. 7 out. 7 out. All right, I don't know how many rolls is that, but I'll have it on the video. But this comes down. I'm sure we made money on this shooter number 3. Let's count what we made. So our initial investment was 100 because we lost on that 10. So we lost the $10 on that midnight. So that's our initial investment here, and we had made $60 on this shooter. All right. Player shooter number 4. Dice out. 8. 8. Easy 8. Mark the 8. That's our 1 count. Dice out. 8. Hit the point 8. So I'm glad that happened, because what happens is now that's two, that counts as two rows. So now we need one more row, but it has, you cannot come out, it's a 7 wins. So 7 on a come out, you can never count that as a count. Okay, so I'm glad this happened so I can show you. So we got 8 as a first count, 8 as a second count. This won't come as a third count. You're gonna have to wait till it gets into the puck goes onto a point. So 3 craps. Again, we're waiting. We're what we call holding. So we're holding yet. 9, center field 9. So now this is our third count. Now we can go in and bet. So we come out with our come bet here. Dice out. 5. Our come bet travels to the 5. We place another 5. Now we're on our 5th count here. Dice out. 9, winner 9, winner 9. We don't get paid on that, but this travels to the 9. And now we wait again. You could also make your third count on the pass line as well, which I'm going to do to show you an example. Because it's our third count here, you can play the pass line and you can go on your odds here. You could do that, but because these are all off already, so I wouldn't do that on there. But you could actually play the option. I'm just going to wait until the point comes out. Aces. Oh, I'm glad I didn't play the pass line. Aces. 10. Mark the 10. All right, so we're gonna come back on our come bet, and we already hit our 5 count, so it's okay to now put our odds in. Our money is in there on the 5 count here. So now we just gotta wait and build our 3-point molly here. So dice out. 10, winner 10, winner 10. Nice roll, nice roll. Our come bet comes to the 10. You can either add your odds on after the point is, but you can put it on. I'm just going to put it on for time's sake. Dice out. We have our 3-point molly. 9. Mark the 9. Right, now we got to collect. We got to get our H2B, which is 2. We need these 2 to hit before that big red comes. 6. The only thing about a 3-point molly compared to the iron cross 8, hard 8, is that you don't have that big target. You have just 3 targets compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 targets, right? So 3 targets, you got 3 times more targets with the iron cross. That's why you gotta be patient. 7 out. 7 out. Oh, we lost on this shooter. Number 4, we lost $90 on that one. All right, last shooter, our 5th shooter. I'm glad I can get you guys the different examples in these 5 shooters that the dice were cooperating to show you guys the difference. But we got a couple good shooters on this, so dice out. 7 is a winner. 7 is a winner. Dice out. 8, hard 8. Mark the hard 8. That's our 1 count here. Dice out. 6. So the 6 will be our 2nd count. Dice out. Aces. That's our 3rd count. Now we're gonna come out with our come bet, $10 come bet here. Dice out. 7 out. So 7, we won $10 here. This comes off, so we didn't risk much. We bought $10, we won $10 on this short roll. So we made $10. All right, so let's count up our losses and wins. And we have made 300, 400, 50, that's our initial, 450, so this is our profit here, 5, 10, 15, $18 we made. So our initial investment of $450 and we made $18, and we had 2 cold shooters, so not bad, good strategy. Again, try it out. If you like it, it'll save you on a cold table. If you have less than 3, that'll be good. This will be the right strategy, because now you're going to eliminate yourself from half of the shooters that can shoot 5. So, all right. So in summary, here are the pros and cons of the flight delay betting strategy. The pros: you're not going to lose money on any player who cannot throw more than 5 rolls. It's impossible. You protected yourself with this flight delay strategy, so you don't have to worry about that. And again, it's perfect for the cold table syndrome. Number 2, it helps you evaluate the player even better, because now you see them throw at least 5 throws to evaluate them as a control shooter or a random shooter. So that's an advantage for you with this system. Number 3, you're not gonna miss a monster roll. All monster rolls need at least 5 rolls, right? So you're gonna be on it on every monster roll, because you've eliminated everybody else that cannot hit 5. So your chances of hitting a monster roll is high with this system. The 4th pro is it's easy for you to transition into your own betting strategy after the 5 count. You don't have to use the 3-point Molly system. You can use whatever you want, and you can easily transition back. And also, if the table starts getting hotter and the table is getting replaced by better shooters, then you can always transition out of the flight delay betting strategy and use your regular strategy. So it's an easy transition to going back into the flight delay strategy and then going back into yours. The cons though. So the cons is this strategy takes a lot of patience. You don't have patience and you always want to get into the action, then you're probably not going to have the discipline to survive this type of betting strategy. That's one. So number 2, your profits on a monster roll will slightly be behind on a person who started off betting on that shooter from the beginning. Obviously, right? Because you're delaying your betting, but you're still going to be on that same monster roll. How many times have you been like, oh, I wish I was on that table, on that hour roll. I would rather be on that table 55 minutes of it and lose that 5 minutes than not be at that table at all. You know, you're still gonna make money. Who cares if you didn't capitalize from the beginning? But again, this flight delay betting system, you're gonna be still on that monster roll if it ever comes. Number 3, so the flight delay using the 3-point Molly system is not gonna let you press like other players' strategies that they use. So you're not gonna be having that compounding effect. So growing your chips on a good roll is not gonna grow as quickly, but that's just how the system works. You gotta sacrifice something to gain something, right? So there's always a give and take. And number 4 is you're not gonna get the comp ratings. Because you're coming in late and they typically comp the come bets lower, and they take your come bets rather than your odds behind that to count towards your comps. If you're looking for comps, you're gonna get rated lower in this strategy. But It's a fun strategy. It's a good strategy to be safe. If you're at a cold table and nothing's going right and you have that 0.7 out or less than 3, you're gonna save money. You're gonna walk away still happy because you have not put any money at risk, but you're still playing the game. I would rather break out even on a cold table than try to make something happen when it's not there. I hope you feel the same way too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you. And try out the flight delay Hawaii crap shooter betting strategy. Thank you for watching Hawaii Crap Shooters. If you like this video, please smash that like button, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you want me to review any betting strategies that you have, please email them to me at hawaiicrapshooters@gmail.com. But most importantly, please support my channel by subscribing and hitting that notification button so that you will be notified for all of my future weekly videos. Aloha.